right. Welcome. You're listening to Coffee Break with Purdue Engineering, a podcast production from the Office of Future Engineers at Purdue University. In this podcast series, we discuss the many programs, majors, and opportunities found in Purdue Engineering through conversational interviews with staff, faculty, alumni, and current students. We hope you enjoy our show and it helps answer some of your questions about what it's like to be an engineering student at Purdue. Welcome to this week's episode where we're going to be discussing Purdue's Biomedical Engineering major down in at our Indianapolis location. I'm one of your hosts, Calvin Given, a current graduate student in electrical and computer engineering from Lakewood, Colorado.
Yeah, and I'm your other host, Brian Akamati. I'm a junior also in electrical engineering. I'm from Miami, Florida, and some things I'm involved with on campus at the West Lafayette location are I'm an RA within the residence hall. I'm a member of the National Society of Black Engineers, and I'm also a member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. And this week we are joined by Karan.
Nice to meet you guys. I'm Karan. I'm a biomedical engineering major, a sophomore at Purdue Indy. And some of the things I do here is I do research with the IU Medical School down the road over there, studying diabetes, type 1, type 2.
Wow.
And I also am part of the music club, so I play alto saxophone. We're part of the jazz ensemble, try and perform here and there. And then also I'm the vice president of a club here called PIMED, Purdue Indianapolis Medical Association. We try and connect resources from our city and give them to the students in BME. Like recently I donated blood for the first time. There was like a blood drive that we hosted, and then there's like a IU Med School like info session for those who are interested. We try and offer these events like volunteering and whatnot just to connect the community.
That's super cool. Awesome. We're definitely going to dive into all of that, but I guess to start, where are you coming from? Where'd you grow up? What are some of your hobbies, just to get to know you a little better?
Yeah, so I'm from New Milford, Connecticut. So Northeast. I've never been to the Midwest until I came to Purdue.
Same here.
Yeah, I learned a lot coming here. The one thing I love about the Northeast and where I'm from is the elevation and the greenery. I love like the forests and like the hills, the hiking, the water, like lakes, and it's fun. And I also love being close to New York City because New York City's fun.
Yeah, you've got a lot of everything all around you in Connecticut. So I guess what kind of drew you here to Purdue Indianapolis? How'd your college search process go, and what made you end up coming here?
Yeah, so I was back then. I was like debating between like biomedical engineering, health sciences, and I think back then I was I'm from Connecticut, so I was looking at like UConn or colleges in like upstate New York, which is like University of Rochester, and we had a bunch of options, but we whittled it down to UConn or Purdue. Yeah. Because I found out that I got into the Purdue Indianapolis location for BME. And when I toured, we realized how close we were to the hospitals right here. Yeah. And as a biomedical engineering major, I realized that, this was a new opportunity for me. I get to be in an urban environment. I get to I get to be a Purdue student and do all the fun Purdue events and things. And for my biomedical engineering, I'm close to the hospitals and I can be involved in that side of the city.
Yeah, that's really, really unique. It's something because what hospitals do we have near campus in West Lafayette?
We got the one in Lafayette and the IU Health Center that's nearby. But other than that, that's about it. Nothing near the scale that they have down here, I'm sure.
Yeah. I live at North Hall, which is one of our dorm halls, and literally right down the road is, I think it's University Hospital. It's like the big, tall blue building. Yeah. We have like Methodist and Riley, Eskenazi. It's cool.
Yeah. And how would you kind of like briefly describe biomedical engineering or BME and whether the different concentrations that go into it or specifications?
Yeah. So it's a very interdisciplinary major. There are different depth areas that you can choose because of how wide the field is. I'm a sophomore, so I'm still like deciding what I want to do. Right. But some of the courses and some of the concentrations that we can possibly go into, I believe, are like into bioimaging, bioinstrumentation, biomechanics, and computational biomedicine. I think those are the four.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about either doing bioimaging, where I would do some electrical engineering classes,
Yeah.
as well as some.
Speaking our language there.
Yes.
I think it's signals and systems. I think.
Okay. Yep.
EC 301.
301.
301.
So that's gonna be interesting if I choose that.
Very interesting.
Yeah. And some, I think, physiology classes too, which could be really cool. Then there's also computational biomedicine, which is something I'm thinking about. It's more like data science related, using Python and engineering to look at, large health models and stuff, which I think is awesome. Yeah.
And is it just one depth area, or do you choose two, or how does that kind of work?
Yeah,
to your
so
knowledge?
you choose like a primary depth area.
Okay.
And then there's also a secondary, which
Okay.
you can kind of, you take like 1 or 2 courses, I think, in it.
Okay.
But yeah.
Got you. That's awesome.
And now I know down here you went straight into biomedical engineering. How'd you kind of settle on that? And was there a reason you kind of knew for certain you wanted to go to BME and hence applied to the Indianapolis location as opposed to first year? Did you consider that at all?
Yeah, so I was thinking of doing first year engineering over just straight admit biomedical engineering. But the one thing I thought about was I'm very focused in the like bio field specifically. And at least for me, there's no other like engineering I'd want to do other than bio.
Right.
And I know that because of that like priority, I want to choose biomedical engineering.
Right.
So like any chance where I can get closer to that, I'll take,
That's
So
a good way to look at it. Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And what kind of got you kind of drawn to that? Like, was there anything growing up in specific, or what kind of got you?
Yeah, so I think my dad had a big influence. Basically, he worked for like one of the pharma companies in the
Okay.
Northeast.
Right.
And so I didn't really know about that as a kid. Like I didn't like fully understand that, but what he would do is, he'd always talk about like, different medications and how they treat patients. And I remember when any of us would like have a cold, he would know exactly what to take. Like he's like, this is what you got to take, and rest or something. And I mean, it was like kind of being like a mini doctor, I guess. But because of that, I was so, interested. I was so fascinated with like that field. And so I just kept exploring, and I don't know, one thing led to another. I actually the other day, I realized that when I was a kid, I played this game called Spore. I don't know if you guys know about this game.
I haven't heard this one. What is it?
Yep.
So, it's a really old game, like from like 2007, I think it released. But it takes you through like the evolutionary process from a cell to like civilization. Like you like explore galaxies and stuff like that. But like, there are all these like little influences in your life that, I guess because you enjoy it and because you want to explore more and understand why it works and how you can help, it kind of whittles down like what you want to do.
Yeah, it's funny how there's a lot of little things that always sum up to the whole of where you are now.
Yeah.
I think that's a really apt observation to have made.
Yeah.
And I guess looking at your time here, your 2-year, year and a little bit more that you've spent, how have you been enjoying it? Are there any favorite classes? What kind of lab spaces do you have access to for biomedical engineering?
Yeah, so for me, I'm really enjoying the biomechanics portion as well as my cell biology class because I'm just now getting into my biomedical engineering classes, being in my sophomore year. In your first year, you still end up taking any courses.
A lot of the same
the
first year
courses, right?
Yep.
So now that I'm in sophomore year, I get to explore a little bit. And with the lab spaces here, I really enjoy the fact that we have like a new lab and we have all these like mechanical testers. So we get to use that when we're doing our biomechanics class. And then, we get to go in the makerspace and go into the wood shop. Like there are always these little things going on. And I think I believe it's next week, but we're doing like a rat dissection too, and we're
cool.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
I don't
Maybe
think
for a
I'd enjoy
bio.
the smell, but
Yeah.
No, yeah. And we're doing mechanical testing with the femur, I think. That's interesting, right?
so you're gonna break the rat's femur.
Yeah.
All right.
But okay, they're not alive, okay? Yeah, this is,
These are rats that are designed for this purpose.
Yeah,
Yup.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, now kind of like transitioning to more like experiential opportunities. How have you been able to kind of like take advantage of different like career fair opportunities, whether that's here in Indy's campus or West Lafayette's campus, and like what does that look like for you?
Yeah, so I definitely take advantage of IR Industrial Roundtable.
And what is IR for those who don't know?
Yeah, so it's a career fair where up to, I think it's like over 400 companies.
Right.
Around 450.
450
Yup.
companies. They come to West Lafayette and they set up their tables across like 2 days. These employers will also, they'll host their own info sessions around the same day, and then they'll also have like, group interviews, and it's just a really amazing way for students to connect with
Right.
their employers, especially at a very early stage, in their, even when I was a freshman, I still dressed up in like a suit.
Me too.
Or whatever.
Me too.
And you just talk, and you might have a resume, and it might be like a little blank or whatever, compared to the upperclassmen. But the fact that you go up in there and you talk to people, it really exposes you to the real world and
Right.
like your options, and how there's so many.
Yeah, because like I don't know. For me, I've always thought of like how can I be ready to speak to an employer if I haven't spoken to one before. So that's why I always encourage people to go out there and talk to employers, even if you're not. You may feel like you have no chance because you never know.
Ultimately, you're going to get something out of that experience,
Exactly.
whether it's the practice talking to the recruiters or some feedback from them, or just usually the recruiters come back year after year. And so if you had a good conversation with them the first year, even though you were completely unqualified for what they were looking for, when you come back next year, they're going to remember your face. And
Exactly.
Yeah.
that's going to play a factor in
Yeah.
when they're deciding who's going to get an internship or co-op.
Yeah, that actually happened to me this year. Last year, I talked to one company, and they're it was like a research and design engineer, and it was the same lady this year as well. So I had a really nice conversation with her. I kind of had to prove it to her. I don't know if she like fully remembered me, but I was like, hey, we're already connected on LinkedIn. So I got you there. But
Perfect.
it was really cool, and I got to apply to their co-op, and we'll see where that goes. But
Best of luck.
Fingers
Best of
crossed
luck.
for you.
yes.
I know you kind of mentioned research earlier. Do you want to kind of dive a little bit deeper into it?
How'd you get your experience?
Yeah.
What exactly are you doing?
Yeah, so first I'll talk about, I guess, my beginning with like research.
Yeah.
So last year, in my second semester, I was able to apply for the FTR. So that's
Okay.
the first time research fellowship
Gotcha.
through GEARE, which is
Yep.
Engineering Undergraduate Research Office. Yep.
Yeah. And so, I think I applied to it in like December or November.
Right.
And it was a really quick turnaround, actually. I applied close to the deadline, and then the next day, the professor reached out to me and asked if he was like, I think you're a good fit for the role. Would you like to come by the office for a meeting? And I was like, there are probably other people also he's going to talk to. I'm going to try and get there first. I was like, you know what? He said like 9 a.m. I was like, you know what? I will be there.
Yeah.
Like, I will be there. I'm going to talk to him.
Smart.
And yeah, definitely try and just, talk to your professor as soon as possible. But like, I, had that conversation, and he was like, you know what? Let's try this, and you get to be a part of this program for the semester. So you get a stipend, and you go into the lab for like, I think 5 to 10 hours a week.
Yep.
It's not bad at all. Yeah. And I got to be exposed to the kind of cell culturing labs
Gotcha.
here. It was really eye-opening, I guess.
Yeah.
I have taken like tours of cell culture labs before, like in high school and stuff, and I was so fascinated by it, and I was like, wait, I'm doing it now. Like finally, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
even though it was just like a training session, or the whole semester was designed for me to like learn these tools or methods in the cell culture lab. I felt like a scientist, which I thought was cool. I also got to present my research to there was like this research symposium in Indianapolis at the campus center down the road, and I felt it was very like gratifying.
So you were the one presenting, standing up in front of the poster?
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Awesome.
That's really cool. That's a unique opportunity, not necessarily just for research in general, because I've heard other people do that, but that's so awesome you were able to get involved in it so quick right off the bat. And I mean, between that and the clubs and IR, I guess you've taken advantage of a lot of the resources Purdue has to offer, but how did you find them? Because that's a question we usually get from first-year students of, okay, who do I go talk to for these things? So how'd you find all those opportunities?
So the resources are all out there, with their own respective websites, but it's a hard.
Big website. Purdue's website is a big website.
Big website, right? So you don't even know where to start.
Right.
And me personally, I feel like word of mouth is really important. In my opinion, in your first year, if you talk to as many different people as possible, you're going to absorb so much information and you're going to make so many connections and learn so much. It is always worth it to talk to someone new, in my opinion. And
I agree.
Like literally, I learned about the research opportunity when I was in the building. We were just in ET, sitting where you guys were sitting, and my friend just walks by. I hadn't really talked to him much because it was from BGR. We were friends from BGR. Right. And he's just like walking by, and he's like, "Hey, I know you like research. Did you apply to that thing?" And I was like, "Wait, what thing?" And then I was like, "Wait, come back." He's like, "Yeah, the deadline is soon. You can apply to research projects around here." And I was like, "Wait, wow! Like I didn't even know this exists, right?" But it's just the fact that if you're, in my opinion, if you're kind to people and if you connect, spread your wings and talk to as many different people as possible, they will give you resources that will help you succeed. That is my, I guess, like biggest piece of advice. I know there are all these other info sessions that you can attend, which are available. Like for us, we have to take this class called Engineering 103, which is like more professional development class. That's another really good place where I learned a lot on, like industrial roundtable existing, other career fairs existing. They helped me talk to in that class I was able to talk to these leaders and founders and cool stuff like that. They would just come and they would talk about their experiences and how you can be involved in the professional side of a company. And right after class, if you just go and you talk to them and you're like, "Hey, can we connect on LinkedIn?" and stuff like that, you help create that bond or connection with them, and then you get more exposed to all these opportunities, I feel. So talk more.
And I really like how you mentioned that, because I feel like that's something that I see on the West Lafayette campus a lot, that people are very, very friendly, very open. They're not really going to hold things back from you. They're going to actually give you different tools to help you succeed. And to hear that's happening on Indy campus, it brings a smile to my face.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
And so you mentioned you're president of a club?
Vice president.
Vice president of a club. All right, president's in your future, man. I think you also founded that club, right? How did the club founding process work? What was all entailed in that?
Yeah. So
and I guess what is the club you're in again?
Yeah. So the club that I'm in is Purdue and Indianapolis Medical Association, PIMED. We spent a whole semester actually starting. And that's props to our president. She really thought it was a good idea to wait on it. A lot of clubs, so there's usually someone that you have to reach out to. I think it's SAO, yeah?
Yep, Student Activities Organization.
Right.
Yep.
And you start that conversation with them on starting a club, and they'll give you the directions needed to. The number one thing that you need to do is you need to draft a constitution. Number 2 is you need to make sure that you have a president and a treasurer, and I think a few members and a club advisor. So I think you can start with, I'm not sure on the number, but
I think it's around 4 and the faculty advisor.
yeah. So, with all these structures already in place, it makes it easy to start the club. For us, we've seen that, there are a lot of clubs that are starting around here, obviously because of how novel this location is. And I guess we see that some clubs can they'll be, I don't know, everyone will be really excited to join in the moment, and then it'll fizzle out in time because the backbone for hosting events and going through due process and stuff like that, it's not really yet structured or defined.
Yeah.
So we decided to spend a whole semester meeting, creating a board, just constantly meeting and drafting our constitution bit by bit, understanding our resources, understanding grants, scholarships that we can take advantage of, and apply to them before we formally opened in spring. And I feel that really helped, have the structure that we needed to, blossom to the point that we are right now. We have around 40 members.
Wow.
Wow.
And it's a resource. It's a very resource-based organization.
Right.
It's resource and more informal meeting, which I think helps, at least for our sake of the club. It's not just for biomedical engineering majors. It's not just for pre-med students. It's for everyone. It's for everyone who wants to be a part of the healthcare industry at some point, or is at least interested in it.
Right.
And then at the very least, it's for anyone who just wants to talk and have friends and be social.
Yeah.
So we often see we have pie parties, 'cause pie med. There's a
So
Kroger.
you have actual pie, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect,
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah. There's a Kroger down here. We get pies and it's great. And we'll just hang out, study. We'll play board games. I mean, that was recently we did that, and we'll even have people that aren't part of our club, and they'll come and they'll swing by because their friends are there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because the goal is we want to establish our community here in Indy, and we want to bring people together.
Right.
We don't even we don't have club dues yet and things like that because we just want people to come together.
Right. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really
That's
awesome.
super cool. And I know you're also in the music, I forget what the music club is called, but
Yeah.
the music club, what's that kind of like? I assume you grew up playing an instrument and wanted to continue that. Is that kind of the option in Indianapolis, or are there others as well?
Yeah, so I have always been part of the music program in middle school and high school. Even in 3rd grade when they made us learn the recorder. I don't know if it was the same for you guys. But
we learned the recorder in Colorado.
Maybe not I. I'm not musically inclined at all. I was always in the sports industry.
Yeah, that's fair. I've been always playing some sort of instrument, and also my family's always been into music and stuff. So it was only natural for me to go down that path. I was really involved in middle school and high school. I did marching band.
Oh, that's awesome.
I was drum major. I was doing jazz. All the there's always stuff going on in high school. And when I came to Indy, I realized that we needed an outlet.
Yeah.
I definitely needed a music outlet. With engineering coursework, you need a place where you can just
You need something
to do.
whether
You need
it's
something.
music, whether it's running, something outside
You
of
need something.
engineering.
For sure. And I was really happy to know that there were a lot of other people that felt the exact same way.
Yeah.
And we started this club, or at least my friends were able to start this club, and we have different ensembles. So we have a jazz ensemble, we have a strings group, I think we have a rock, and we have a J-rock group now.
Okay.
I think people are just making and it's good. I like that people are always they have ideas and they want to perform and play.
Yeah.
So they'll have their own practices. They have their own directors, which are also students. And I think it's a really good way to come together and practice just any music. I mean, we'll be sometimes we'll be jamming out. Sometimes we'll pick some sheet music.
Yeah.
And we'll just play together. And sometimes we get to like perform in different places.
Oh, that's awesome.
There will be like club events where they'll like want someone, or we'll like ask if we can join, and we get to do that. I think last year there was this thing called like Boiler Bash, and so we got to play while the event was running. That's and dope. We had like a kind of concert going on. It was really awesome. Yeah. And like I guess like, there are other options you can do music related. I just want to put out there because, we have Indianapolis as a city. And so some of my friends, they're part of the Circle City Orchestra.
No way.
So they're in Indianapolis, there's a monument circle over there. And on that monument circle, there is a theater actually. So I think that's where the Indianapolis Symphony Orchestra performs often. And there will be other events going on as well, like musicals, plays, etc. And there is a Circle City, so it's called Circle City Orchestra. Anyone can join, and I think they take. It's not just like strings. It's because it's like a full orchestra or symphonic orchestra. It's like there's also horn players. So like my friends will play trumpet. Yeah. They'll go and they'll practice there. Also like a violin player, I believe. And so the fact that, they get to do the classical side of music as well and also be a part of, that music side of things, I think it's great. It's not, it's like, we have Purdue resources and we have Indianapolis resources, which is really cool. Yeah.
That's awesome. That sounds dope. And you mentioned Indianapolis, this beautiful city here. What other things do you kind of do to get involved here? And like, what's life like living here for you?
What do you do outside of the classroom?
Yeah.
Outside of the classroom, in Indianapolis, there are a lot of places. I would say food is really good here. Yeah. I just want to food is really good here. We have this thing like Massachusetts Avenue or Mass Ave. You get to go down. There are all these like restaurants. Highly recommend the Garage. And like, you'll go with your friends at night or, I don't know, school evening or something like that. You can grab boba tea, grab some food. It's nice. And then on the other side, like if I'm like by myself and I kind of want to explore, so a lot of Indianapolis residents or I believe it's Marion County residents, especially those who are students, can take advantage of this thing called the Pacers Bike Share Pass. So there are bicycles, electric bike, like regular bikes and e-bikes. They're on these racks like all across the city, especially like the downtown area. Yep. And you can rent them for like a certain amount of money, but you can apply to this free pass. So for an entire year, you get to ride them for free around the city.
Really?
Snap.
Yeah.
You just might have put some people on.
Oh yeah, no, I'm definitely putting people on because this is awesome. Like, I'm really glad that they're able to offer this through Pacers. So, I mean, I don't watch basketball, but I'm a Pacers fan now, I guess. I mean, other than Purdue basketball, obviously. But, you get to use the free bike share. And I lived here over the summer for this clinical immersion program.
Right.
So I was living at Lux, which is another, like, student housing option.
Yeah.
And I got around really, like, I was able to get around the city really easily using the bike share because it's like, so basically you can ride it for 30 minutes and then you have to park it in a rack, but you can immediately rent it out again.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it kind of keeps people like contained in the area, but you get to, it's like unlimited times.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can ride around a lot. It's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Where are some of the places you've gone?
Yeah. So there's a White River State Park over there. And so we have the White River flowing through, and then it meets with the canal at this one point. And then they have like a really nice lawn, a big bridge to ride over, and then this kind of trail that goes, I guess, around the river and across a bridge again. That's really cool. It's also next to the Indianapolis Zoo, which I've also gone there before. Really, I'd say it's a lot of fun. It's a good day trip kind of activity.
Yeah.
What else? There's also a bike trail. I was over the summer. I rode with my friend in Indianapolis. We went from downtown Indianapolis to Carmel and back. It was a big trip. It was like 30 miles, but really nice trail. And there's a lot of stops along the way where you can, refresh, grab some water, fill your tires up, things like that. Highly recommend that. Earlier this year, I was able to do an event so I'm also part of GEARE, which is this global engineering program for like those who want to study abroad.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they hosted an event where basically they bussed down the kids from West Lafayette, as well as invited students from Indianapolis who were also part of GEARE. We went to the garage, which is like this big food hall, but it's like a fancy food hall. I don't know how to explain it. It's pretty cool. And then after that, we were able to go for this, I forget what it's called, but it's like cornhole, football, bowling.
Okay.
And it was
like a blast.
fun.
Yeah.
It was actually a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We were there for 3 to 4 hours just playing straight. Like, I didn't even realize, but there are all these, like, quirky little things that you can do, if that's what you're in. There's this place called Pins, which is also like a bowling kind of, it's like a bowling, like, food hall bar situation. So it's really big, and so that's also fun. There's always these little things you can do. I went for a concert the other day. That was fun. It was like a DJ kind of thing. And as for concerts, I end up
There's plenty. It's down. It's here in Indianapolis.
It's all in Indianapolis, so there are plenty of concerts you can go for down here. And I think it's great because, even if you're a student in West Lafayette, you can take advantage of the shuttle. Right. So you can come down here for free. You don't need to ask anyone for rides. I know people do that. And you can just go for the concert and come back. Yeah. I think that's really convenient.
And I know you take the shuttle to go up to West Lafayette for like the football games, basketball games. Has that been convenient for you? Do you enjoy it? I guess, does it pick up nearby campus, or what's that like?
Yeah, so
and I guess, why do you go to the West Lafayette campus?
Yeah, so I do go up to West Lafayette around like once a week, or sometimes even twice a week. There's always some sort of campus event, club event, career fair. There's always something going on in West Lafayette. And so our pickup, I guess, like the bus stop is like kind of like over there, like down the street. And it's in this parking lot. They pick you up. Really, really convenient. Over on the weekdays, it's I think they come around every 2 hours. Yeah.
I think it's about 6 times during the day on the weekdays.
Right. And I mean, you take it up there. It's a nice bus. I mean, it's not like a school bus. Like, there's comfier seats and sometimes even tables. There's definitely charging ports. They have a bathroom. Like, it's nice. Air conditioning, all the fun stuff. And
bougie charter bus.
Yes, bougie charter. Yes, bougie charter bus. Which makes it really convenient, very reliable, I would say. Even for like events where they know that there's going to be a lot of people, for example, like Industrial Roundtable, right. They will actually bring even more buses down. That like sometimes, so sometimes for like one time, I don't know, like one pickup time, they'll bring 2 buses instead of.
That's very accommodating.
It's very accommodating. I'm glad that Purdue does that for us indie students, because there are a lot of people that want to go up and come down and get the full experience, of both locations. We are one big campus, so I think it's great that Purdue, I guess, prioritizes that. Right.
Yeah, I'm hoping the utilization, at least on the West Lafayette side, happens a little bit more. A lot of students are perfectly fine being up there, but there's so much down here, and just having the bus to be able to come down here, I really hope it incentivizes students to take advantage of all the opportunities that are down here too, like you're taking advantage of all the opportunities that are up in West Lafayette.
Right.
And I guess real quick, you mentioned the GEARE program. For anyone who doesn't know what that is, that's one of our longest term study abroad opportunities. It's the only one with a language requirement, and that's because you're doing an internship or a research experience abroad in addition to studying abroad. So I guess I'm just curious, where you got planning on studying abroad? Is it going to add time to your graduation? What language are you learning? Just a little bit more on that.
Yeah, so as of now, I'm learning. So in high school, I took French. Actually, I took it since like 7th grade, and so I was able to take AP French in my senior year and clear 2 of those course requirements. So
Yep.
I think it's like
French 1, French 2, whatever those course numbers are.
Yeah, French 1, French 2. And so for the GEARE requirement, you have to take, I think it's up to 4. So I have to take French 3 and French 4. As of now, they're offered online or in person in West Lafayette. So, you know, I even consider like taking a class up in West Lafayette, which is something actually a lot of students do, which I think is cool. You know, you take the bus up, take your class, and come back because, you know, you can do that.
Yeah.
Through our like scheduling software. But to add on, you know, with biomedical engineering, some of like the like awesome countries that you can go to, which are best for, I guess, for BME are Australia, Ireland, I believe it's Switzerland as well, Ecuador, among others. I think since none of them were like specifically French speaking,
Right.
I thought that like Australia and Ireland were like a really good idea.
You should definitely go to Ireland. My
Yeah?
family's Irish, and Ireland's beautiful.
Really?
Yeah.
I definitely should then.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really be real. If you like greenery and scenery and stuff,
Yeah.
gorgeous.
All right, so thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, you know, the thing is, a lot of people want me to go to Ireland, and
Yeah.
like, I think
I just
it
think-
might just be it. It just, I think,
you saying greenery earlier, because I love greenery too.
Yeah.
When I went to Ireland, like one of my aunt's house behind, literally just a mountain. Like, I couldn't even see the sky. It was just a mountain behind her house. And I was
Wow.
like, yeah, I might need to live here.
yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's really beautiful.
yeah, and it would be through like one of the universities there.
Right.
I think
Yeah.
it is University of Galway.
Yeah.
Which I mean
Yeah.
that's really cool. I mean, not only am I experiencing like beautiful greenery, I'm also like being part of their university culture as well.
Exactly. And the people there are super nice. Like,
Really?
yeah, they might be the nicest people I've met on this planet.
I think I just have to go.
Yeah, I think you just have to go.
Sounding like Ireland's calling your name.
It really is. I also heard that like, you know, some people will travel outside of Ireland and they'll also like they'll go to like UK
Yep,
like
yep,
as a day
it's
trip or
all-
something.
Literally, it's all right there.
That's so
Yeah, so-
cool. I didn't even know that.
Just saying, if I had to make a decision, I'm choosing Ireland.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, that's an option now. I mean, that's a great option. So I guess Ireland. But yeah, I mean, you know, as long as I clear that language requirement, I can do that. And as for like the, you know, study abroad as well as internship abroad, you know, you still have to apply to them. But the thing with Purdue is that, especially with study abroad, is you can, when you apply
Yeah.
to these like external programs, because of like your, you know, affiliation as a student at Purdue University, Purdue can like prioritize or nominate your name for this program, you know, as a, like, if, you know, you're considered a good candidate for the program. And that really helps like bump you up to, you know, being a part of the program, being selected, etc. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess the goal is Ireland, and I
Yup.
think it'd be an awesome
Yeah,
experience.
that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
And I know you're only a sophomore, but you feel like Purdue's helped you prepare for your future, looking forward the next couple years, post-graduation even, and how has it helped you do that? Just one or two ways.
Yeah. So I definitely believe that Purdue has helped a lot. You know, you're in a big transition phase as a college student. You know, in high school, you always had these like classes, and you know, you could say, "Oh, I'm good at math. I'm good at English. I'm good at something," right? But when you're in college, you have to be good at a more technical skill, especially for engineering. You know,
Yeah.
Yep.
you have to be good in like, I don't know, like 3D design or
Right.
Python, or, you know, like a technical skill, as well as like, I don't know, you have to be good in leadership, communication, and those are like, you know, the hard skills and the soft skills. You need definition, and you need kind of like a transition phase, I guess,
Right.
from like prioritizing being good at like one subject or one topic to an applicable skill that can help like a company or industry or et cetera,
Yeah.
right? And I think Purdue does a very good job because of how much we prioritize like industry connections, industry experiences,
Right.
and exposure. I thought that Engineering 103, like I mentioned before, was a really good way for me to understand that there's a world outside of academics.
Yeah.
And it was really cool to see how different companies can apply different subjects, different expertise. You don't if it's like a, I don't know, mechanical engineering company, it's not like a million mechanical engineers are
Right.
working for it. There's a variety of students from different expertise levels and I don't know, majors working on projects.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Additionally, there are these programs called like EPICS and VIP, which first year students I believe are still required to take in Indianapolis. I was able to do EPICS, and so my project was with a small nonprofit in Muncie, Indiana called Schaefer, and I was able to, it was like a data science project, you could say. We had to streamline a lot of their, I guess, a lot of the events that they were coordinating.
Yeah.
And the main takeaway is that I was a project manager, and because of that, I had to, even though I was a freshman, I had to schedule out meetings. I had to create like 30-minute to an hour-long presentations. I had to speak with clients, ask questions with clients, learn what a deliverable was.
Yeah.
I've said this, before, but I really didn't know what that even meant before coming here. So you learn a lot of these industry terms, expectations, and I guess relationships, and how to navigate them at a very, I don't know. I feel like I'm still we're very
Early
young,
point in your
early
Purdue
point
career.
in our career, right? So I think things like that really help, Purdue students to be exposed at an early point and learn, what it means to be part of industry and how you can apply that to future internships, co-ops, and even jobs in the future. Yeah.
I know you said EPICS and VIP, and for those who don't know, EPICS meaning engineering projects and community service, and then VIP is vertically integrated projects, which is more research-based. But yeah, Karan, we wanted to say thank you so much for all of your insights. We really enjoyed having you on the podcast, and we have one final question for you.
Yeah.
What is one piece of advice that you would give to an incoming student that's looking at Purdue Engineering or college in general?
I'd say the main thing is, I think watching videos like these, not to plug, but seriously, it really helps because, the first thing that came to my mind was talk to a Purdue student.
Right.
And I know that maybe being in the application process might be hard to find someone.
Right.
I hope that you have someone because our network is really big and we have a lot of students coming out. But, if there's any way where you can talk to someone who is already at Purdue, or watching things like these, I think it's a really good way to understand what you're looking for and what you'd like. Additionally, highly recommend that you check out the websites because it's really easy to get I guess lost in the sauce, lost in all the resources that we have here. But let's say you had one specific thing that you really liked. For example, maybe you heard that study abroad was really cool. I would seriously recommend Purdue Study Abroad, for example. We have a program list, over 400 programs that you can scroll through and just be amazed at, things like that, Purdue EPICS, Purdue Research, Purdue FDR, stuff that we've talked about. And if you get to do your own research and maybe even find a research lab that you'd like, or maybe even an industry connection that you like, with Indianapolis, maybe look into how we've acquired new buildings, we're developing our area here. We're building the academic success building, things like that. That research is really important. And I guess that, podcasts like these are primers to I guess, seeds of like information where you
Right.
can start your journey and then find out whether, Purdue's right for you.
I think that was very eloquently put. I loved your fact about how talking to a student, because ultimately we're the ones living the Purdue day to day, so we're the ones that can best tell you what it's actually like.
Yeah.
And it gives you a much better sense of the school than, no offense to the admissions presentations, but than the admissions presentations, because they're not always as real as some of the students can be.
Or as in depth.
Yep. And
Yeah.
well, that concludes this week's episode. As always, please reach out to the Office of Future Engineers if you have any other questions.
Yeah, and we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah. Bye.